Folks, David here on the Vintage Future once again, and today I want to talk about this leather jacket. This is my first real leather jacket. I have the Grizzly jacket from Free Note Cloth. I love that, but that's not really your quintessential, leather jacket. It's got the fur on it, shearling. But yeah, it's not really a normal one. This is my first normal leather jacket, like a day-to-day wear. You can do anything in it. It can get rained on. The other one, you can get rain on it, but you're not really supposed to. And if you do, you got to let it dry. And also more high maintenance, right? You want to be careful not to, drop your peanut butter and jelly sandwich on that one. But man, if you get peanut butter on this, who cares, right? You just wipe it right off. So this is my first normal leather jacket that I've ever had, and I'm really enjoying it. This is the Real McCoy's / Joe McCoy Cooper 1930s sport jacket. So it's not a motorcycle jacket. It's a sportsman's cross-zip jacket based on the Johnson Brothers vintage jacket. It's a famous jacket. You can find this in Lightning Magazine and also documented some other places. But a lot of people like Real McCoy's or Bill Kelso have based Reproduction jackets off that jacket. It's a really beautiful pattern and design. It's a version of a cross-zip, and I absolutely love it. This is Shinki horsehide. It's got the embossed leather, which is supposed to be some sort of harkening back to a vintage practice. They used to do that back then. I don't know how to verify that, but that's what we are told. It doesn't have the zipper sleeves like a motorcycle jacket would usually have the zipper sleeve here. It just has this cuff with the two buttons. So anyways, I just want to give you some close-ups here, and I'll comment while I do that, and then we'll be done, and hopefully months and months and months and months from now, I can give you an update. So the first time that I saw this jacket was actually when Jake Almost Vintage Style started posting his on Instagram. He's now sold his, but when I saw it, I thought it was stunning. Immediately was just blown away by this jacket. And as I researched more and more in the coming months, and formed criteria of the jacket I was looking for, those criteria actually led me straight back to this particular jacket. It's everything that I wanted in a basic day-to-day leather jacket. The color, the features, the pattern, the fit, everything, the leather, it's exactly what I was looking for. And so I began to dream about this jacket, but it was really hard to find. And so fortunately, 4 or 5 months later, Standard and Strange helped me. I had this great opportunity to get this jacket. It was actually the last one in my size, new that is, in the world that I know of. And so, yeah, was presented with that opportunity, went for it, and couldn't be happier. And just a plug for them, they are my favorite shop. And the reason starts with this guy here. This is Neil Barrett. He's the owner. He is a human who loves humanity. And that comes out if you're just hanging out with him, but it also comes out if you're doing business with him. And so the team that you see here and other team members that aren't shown in this picture, they all exude that. And that really comes through in their business. So I would check them out. This is Jen. He's a guru when it comes to sizing these jackets. He's wearing this exact jacket in this picture here. And I called him on the phone, had a good chat with him. You should call him, talk to him, hang out with him or whatever. And he is the wizard at sizing these double rider jackets, and he nailed the fit on this one. Again, I couldn't be happier with Standard and Strange. So let's take a deeper dive and let's look at each of the main features of this jacket. This is the main pattern here, as you can see, the front of the jacket. And zooming in here, we have the W collar, because it's like the shape of a W on both sides. I like this one because it's just the right size, not too big, and it's also not too small. Behind the collar here, you can see some of the lining. This is 100% cotton lining. It's very, very comfortable. This navy blue color is beautiful, and I love it. On the patches here, you see that it's front quarter horsehide. This is Shinki vegetable tan horsehide, and then they emboss it. We'll talk more about that later. Going down the front, you see that this jacket has the cross zip, as I said earlier. So it goes down across the front of the jacket at an angle. And one of my favorite things about this jacket is right here at the bottom. See how the pattern is cut so that around the waist, the bottom of the front, it comes down at this point where the zipper is? I really love that. It's very elegant. Then moving on, we've got one zipper protected hand warmer pocket on the right hand side if you were wearing the jacket. It's got a cotton pocket bag in there. And then moving across, we have, it's not really a D pocket, but you could call it a pistol pocket or a map pocket. It's not really the shape of a D. I guess it's kind of a D. Anyways, for lack of a better term, a D pocket. Very roomy. I love it. Use it all the time. And sewed to the front of that is a shield pocket. And both of these are leather throughout on the inside. There's no cotton bag in there. It's all leather. And moving on from there, if we move up to the left-hand side of the jacket, on the breast, you've got this zipper protected pocket. I don't use it as much. It's a bit small, but it's just as useful if you find something you can put in it. And then over here on the sleeve, we've got some button cuffs. The second button on the side there, which is hard to see right now, that is more for looks. It's really hard to use, but it's a really nice size cuff, and I like those buttons. Here we're on the back, and it's a really elegant center back gusset kind of shape. It's got the 4 pleats. It's got this kind of like bird wing shaped yoke at the top. I'm a pretty big fan of that. And as you can see again, you've got the 2 pleats on the sides of that, center back gusset. And if you were to look down that expansion gusset toward the bottom, you'll see that 1930s half belt shape, that triangular piece across the bottom. But then you've got another couple pleats there on either side of that, and you've got some adjuster buckles, and it's also still got that V shape, kind of like on the front, classic, double rider style. These buckles here are functional. I usually just leave them out as shown because I like the way the jacket looks on better that way. But as we look at this closer look, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of to match the embossed leather. They've got this like almost like hand hammered look, for lack of a better term, but I really like them. I think they're attractive. I think they're cool. So yeah, here's the button cuff again. Yeah, and once again, that second button is not really functional. This is inside one of the pockets. Not much to say, but it's just a really cool, like old school looking label. Love it. Some more tags for you, made in Japan. This is the breast pocket. This is inside that breast pocket there. And then if you flip it over, it says the Real McCoy's, lining is 100% cotton, the shell is leather. And then once again, as we said before, front quarter horsehide from Japan, the Shinki Kaikaku tannery, vegetable tanned, really good leather there. Now here's a little close-up of that embossed leather. And then here's the D pocket on the inside. So it's all leather, which is good because if you have something like keys or whatever and it's sharp, it's not going to poke holes in it like it would with a cotton pocket bag. Right here you see the ball chain zipper thing. It's got McCoy on that ball and the Talon zipper. The Talons are special. The world's original zipper, actually, and a lot of repro companies use these. It's a locking zipper, so if you look on the left-hand side of the zipper right there on the back, there's that little tab. Well, it's really simple, but that jams itself into the teeth of the zipper rails and it locks it. Not the end of the world if you don't have it, but it's pretty cool. So here's the website for Talon, just showing how legendary they are. Everybody uses these things, David Himmel, Real McCoy's. So they're a really legit brand. I don't know if they're better than YKK. I don't know. I'm not a zipper professional, but they are definitely a legend in their own right. They made up the zipper as far as we all know. That's what they say on their website anyways. And it was originally something for shoes, and then as you see in some of these things here from their website, they began to use it on bomber jackets and stuff like that during the World Wars. And they went on from there. They're actually making the stuff in Hong Kong. I don't say that as a bad thing, just letting you know, with the headquarters in California, where I live. Pretty awesome. So one interesting thing about this jacket is in the catalog and online, it says this jacket's black. So you go online, you look at the photos, like this one, and that looks black, maybe a little brown in there, but that looks definitely black. And let's check out a model, right? And oh yeah, sure enough, that's definitely a black jacket. But then I got the jacket, put it on, and in low light, it's like, maybe it's got a little brown in it, but yeah, I guess that could be black. Bright light though, and boom, it's brown. Definitely, hands down, no question about it, this jacket is brown. And I've asked several friends who have this jacket, and they say, nope, mine's brown too. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they mislabeled it or if they used to have a black version and forgot to change the website and stuff, but this is definitely a brown jacket. The median color is like a Java coffee sort of brown, so somewhere right there in the middle. And so yeah, definitely a brown jacket, and I like that. It's exactly what I wanted. Depending on the light, it's going to look different. So let's talk about how I'm wearing this, how I'm styling it, how it functions in the wild. This is the jacket unzipped. As you can see, it looks really nice. The front panels are not crossing over one another, and that's because at the suggestion of some of my friends, they said, you know, just unzip it and then pull it back on your shoulders a little bit, and when you do that, it's going to have the panels sit apart from each other. And I've done that, and it looks really good. It's really functional. This is the jacket zipped up. I think this is a fantastic fit. When I look at it, when I look at myself in the mirror, when I'm wearing it and the way it feels, I'm like, this couldn't be better. Could it be better? It probably could be better. I don't know. I'm not a pro. I have asked several people who have had dozens and dozens of jackets, true leather jacket veterans, and they've verified that. And they said, no, dude, when I see you in that jacket, I'm like, that is a nice fit. So I trust them on that. I'm thinking it's a really good fit. This is the back of the jacket. I think this is super nicely done because it's balanced. It's not underdone or overdone. Sometimes people prefer that single piece back, which really emphasizes the good clicking, right? Because you get this massive piece of pristine cowhide or horsehide or whatever. But I do like some design, and this really looks great, but not overdone. Like I like the Freewheeler Sunset, but the back of it, it's a bit much. It's just got a lot going on, right? And this has something going on, but not too much. And so I've been really happy with this back. Here's the jacket again, zipped up. You can see some folds and creases, which is why it's really important to look at these photos, you know, is the jacket on a rack, hanging on a hanger, laying flat. I mean, that's one thing. Or seeing it on a model on the website, it doesn't really help you all the way because you're not seeing how the jacket folds and how it creases and how you actually wear it. A lot of times a retailer, and I get it, they can't like lose money on this thing. They'll put the jacket on and not crease it at all, and they're really like stiff. And it's like, well, I don't know how that actually is going to look. And so that's why the internet's so awesome. Check out Instagram. Find pictures of folks wearing jackets like this or like these photos here. And see all the creases and folds and rolls. And you get an understanding of how it actually looks, how it actually is going to fit, how is it going to feel, even though your body type or dimensions might be a little different. And in those photos, you saw me dress it down with a ball cap and stuff. And here's it dressed up just a little bit. It's not a dressy jacket by any means. This is all strictly casual, but you see my collar there. It works out. It looks right. You can wear it with a collared shirt. It's not going to smash your collar down. Keeps the collar up nice and perky. So yeah, not formal wear by any means, but as something that's rugged and casual and yet a little bit classy, I think it dresses down and dresses up quite well. And so I've been really pleased with how this is done. Now, when it's all beat up someday, I don't think I can dress it up much, but for now, it's kind of checking both boxes. All right, so let's check out how these pockets work. So the D pocket, I put all my sharp objects in there, and the shield pocket because it's leather on the inside, whereas the other two pockets have cotton pocket bags, and I'm afraid the sharp objects would eventually wear holes in those pocket bags. As you can see, I've got my wallet and my keys in that big D pocket. That thing holds so much stuff. You could put your wallet, keys, and phone in there, and some other little things in it can hold it all. So I put my wallet there in the breast pocket. As you can see, I'm fighting to get it out. It doesn't want to come out. So that pocket's not very big. I don't smoke, but you could probably put a pack of cigarettes in there. Maybe not even that, honestly. It's a really small pocket. But same wallet goes in and out of that hand warmer pocket just fine. So I use it for that a lot. I use it for my iPhone 7 Plus, which fits in the hand warmer pocket really well. And obviously all that stuff would fit in the D pocket. I wish the opening to the D pocket was a little bigger, honestly, but it's fine. My knife I usually put right here in the shield pocket because it's so small that not much else really would fit there. Holding up my wallet to it to show you. See that? There's no way you could ever get that wallet in there. Yeah. But yeah, I love the pockets, man. I'll tell you, I'm a sucker for pockets. That's why I love my Patagonia barn coat. And this jacket is no exception, which is one reason I went for the double rider style. Usually double riders have a lot of pockets as compared to other leather jacket styles. So yeah, I was just showing you how that little shield pocket looks buttoned up. But I leave it unbuttoned usually because I don't like fiddling around with the button. And nothing really falls out. But yeah, and then because it's so small, the only thing I really put in this breast pocket is my comb. But hey, I need somewhere to go, so I don't think it's a waste. But yeah, I love pockets, and I love the pockets on this particular jacket. All right, so here's me just holding the jacket, you know, just so you can see daily life. What's this jacket like? I wouldn't suggest taking this jacket anywhere where you need to carry it a lot because leather jackets tend to be pretty heavy items, but when I need to take it off and carry it around for a while, it plays the part. So putting the jacket on, just showing you it goes on easy, it zips up easy. Very nice. And you know what? It also comes off very easily. So it's kind of a trim fit, but that doesn't mean it's hard to take off and on. So mobility check. With the jacket unzipped, as you can see, you can do pretty much anything you could do without the jacket on. So it's something you could wear doing almost anything if the jacket is unzipped. Center back gusset activating there, you can see as I pull my shoulders forward. Got my arms crossed. But yeah, with the jacket unzipped, you can just kind of live your life and not worry about anything. Scratching your head, you know, like you see here, or whatever it is. Completely fine. But then if you were to zip the jacket up, it's a little bit of a different story. Not horrible, but there's some things that get a little hard. So see my armpit is pulling there. See the fabric, not the fabric, the leather's pulling at the armpit as I take this wallet out of my pocket and put it back in again. The jacket is a little stubborn there. It's pulling on it, it's fighting, it's resisting. So imagine if I try to do jumping jacks or someone turned on YMCA by the Village People, right? So this is zipped up all the way to really show you mobility, but as an aside, I got caught in the rain on a beach a couple weeks ago and zipping it up all the way. See it's pulling across the chest? Yeah. Zipping it up all the way was a nice way to keep the wind and rain out, and I was completely dry, and the jacket got some patina, so who doesn't love that, right? So yeah, with it zipped up, a lot of these motions are a little more difficult than usual. Usually it's fine, it's not a big deal. You can drive a car fine, you can do most of the stuff you need to do, but if you need to go get, you know, your allergy meds off the top shelf like I had to do this morning, then the zipped up jacket's definitely going to mess with you a little bit. So what I usually end up doing is zipping it down halfway. If you want that aesthetic of it being closed but a little more mobility, this is a great way to go. So you see it still looks really good, right? At least I think so. But your range of motion is not as affected. So yeah, you can cross your arms and raise your hands behind your head like a POW. Whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, so not quite the same as unzipped. It's still pulling a little bit, but definitely a lot better than when the jacket is zipped up. So there's only one thing, though, that is actually really hard to do with the jacket zipped up, and that is dealing with backpacks. So you'll see me put this thing on in a second, and I just want you to know ahead of time, what you're seeing here, my arm getting caught because I can't pull my shoulder back far enough to get it in the strap. This is actually a normal occurrence. It gets caught on the sleeve, and if I had no jacket on, I could pull my shoulder back far enough to where that wouldn't be an issue. But with it zipped up, I just fight and fight and fight. So once it's on, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. But then even getting it off, this isn't horrible here, but you got to kind of like do this weird like shake thing. So here's the jacket unzipped, and watch, there's a major difference because I can pull my shoulders back really far. Yeah, so easy, right? Easy, easy. Not any different than if you were wearing a cloth jacket, honestly. And then what's really telling is how easy it is to get it off. You can pull my shoulders back way far, see that? And just take it off real quick in one fluid motion. Yeah, but zipped up, no dice. And yeah, me just walking around so you can see what it looks like in daily life. I think it's a nice jacket because it sort of blends in because it's brown. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think a black jacket, because of all the cultural connotations with like rockers and bikers and stuff, when you wear a black jacket, it's almost like people think you're trying to say you're a badass. I don't know. I've never had one. I think it'd be cool to try one. But brown, though, a lot of people, I'll wear it. They'll see it for the first time, but 3 hours will go by before they're like, oh, hey, is that a new jacket? Or, like, nope, it's not a new jacket. I've been wearing it, and I've been wearing it for 3 hours, and you didn't notice it till just now. Here is me sitting down. You can see it's pulling across the chest when I put my arms on the back of the bench there. See that? So that's not a good thing. Not a good look either. See how it's pushing up into my neck and my chin? Yeah, so if you're going to put your arms up like that, don't really want it zipped up or even halfway. But yeah, just sitting, totally fine. You could drive a car, reach the steering wheel, ride a bike, ride a motorcycle, zipped up. It's going to work great. The jacket is designed for this. It's short enough to where it's not pushing up toward your ears. But then if you go unzipped, you can throw your arms up on the back of the bench and it's not a big deal and you look amazing. Back to zipped up. See, it's pulling all the way across the armpits and the chest there and pushing the collar up into my neck and chin. Not a good look and very uncomfortable. Like, it's not just that it looks funny. It's like you can feel it. Like when I was doing this, you can feel it pulling. It's like fighting you tooth and nail. So yeah, you want it zipped up like this. That works okay. That's not too bad there. But yeah, if you're going to do much more than that, you definitely want to keep the jacket unzipped. When you unzip it, all of a sudden, freedom, baby. Yeah. And it's a good look too. So aside from functionality, it's a nice, hey, I'm cool and I'm relaxed kind of look. So yeah, and just walking around daily life, this jacket has been great. I just wear it all the time. I don't thrash the thing. I'm not going to go jump in the water with it or anything crazy like that or intentionally scratch it up or anything. But I definitely don't baby this thing. I'm going on all my adventures with this. If it's to the beach on a hazy day where I'm not going to be jumping in the water, I wear this. If I'm playing around this creek, this is a creek near my house, playing around this creek with the kids, throwing rocks in there, hiking through the hills or going to the grocery store, doing some light house projects, nothing insane. I would wear my Patagonia for that. But all these things, I'm wearing this jacket. And it's taken it like a champ. It's been really, really cool. So yeah, just enjoying the day here on the log. I love it. And I kind of feel like a lot of items that you buy, they come with a personality, right? So they almost like tell you what they want to be worn as. So, as an extreme, obviously, if you wore like a suit coat, you wouldn't be sitting on a log like this throwing rocks in the water. But this is a jacket that I feel like when I put it on, it tells me, hey, it's okay to take me on your adventures. Whereas there's some other jackets I've seen online where I think they look classy enough to where I'm like, I don't know if that jacket would like tell me that. Like I feel like when I put it on, it'd be like, hey, you better not mess me up, So anyways, everyone's got a different opinion on that, but that's kind of how I feel it is. And this jacket it's become part of my life, and it's just really, I've taken everything I've thrown at it, and it's been great. So yeah, let's go in for a closer look on this jacket and see what is there. So as I said, here's the jacket. We're going to go in for a closer look. I just want you to see up close because photos and videos don't do it justice when I'm walking around. A lot of the fine details on this jacket and what it really looks like. So well, we see the embossing there. A little wear from backpack straps. Around the collar, that's like from sweat and oil, and also some of the finish wearing away. It's kind of black. So I think that's pretty cool. It's a really beautiful leather. I mean, a lot of guys don't like the embossed leather, and I totally get that. It's not the classic, but that's kind of why I like it. It sticks out. It stands out. It's unique, and the way this one's aging is, man, it's already kind of like marbling and stuff. Almost feels like cheating, honestly, but that's okay. My guitar rubbed that away right there. Cheating in the sense that a lot of times these horsehide jackets, they take years and years. You can see the bottom hem, whatever you call it, it's kind of wearing away the finish at the bottom of the jacket there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, these jackets take decades to wear often, and this one, it will too, but a lot of the small stuff's already happening. So again, my guitar kind of rubbed that away right there when I wear my guitar with this thing. And then you see some other stuff going up the sleeve. See some scratches there from climbing around on rocks on the coast. And again, I'm not just trying to cut this thing up. This is the biggest one right here, this little scratch. Totally superficial. But yeah, that's a kind of a scratch there. I'm not trying to destroy this thing, but I'm not going to let it hold me back. You know, if I want to go climb on top of a rock to get a better view at the beach, I'm going to do it. Yeah, wearing away at the cuff there. But this particular sleeve, this is the right sleeve, just so many colors. There's like light brown and dark brown and everything in between all kind of together. See the scratches there? Yeah. Beautiful. Again, kind of like a marbling. So yeah, it's a very complex looking jacket. Pictures do not do it justice. Even a lot of the nice pictures I've shown you here. If you could see this thing with me in it, you know, well, I guess without me in it too, to be honest. But if you can see this thing in real life, you'll see all these colors coming out, and cameras just don't pick this stuff up sometimes. At least not my iPhone, you know. So yeah, it looks kind of like this lifeless embossed leather when you see pictures online. But in real life, this thing has character for days, and I haven't even had it for very long. So you got to give credit where credit's due. I'd say embossed or not embossed, this is a great looking leather. I'd rather have a leather like this that's embossed than, I don't know, another leather that would, I don't know, like black Chrome XL or whatever, and it's just plain. There's like nothing going on. So here's the inner lining. Overall, super comfortable. It's not really pilling on me yet, but see there's a little tear. That's just from normal wear and tear. So I don't have good feelings about this lasting super long. But at the same time, it's not like it's poor quality or anything like that. It's not like the toughest material out there. But yeah, I've loved it. I really love that color, to be honest. But yeah, functionally, it's nice as well. So let's talk about quality issues with this jacket. Being such a nice jacket and all, you know, Real McCoy's, prestige, pedigree. You would think, oh, it's a perfect jacket. Well, it is definitely not. And I just need you to know that because I try to give honest reviews. So look at the right arm there. It's a different color. You can really see it here. Definitely a lighter color than the rest of the jacket. Again, a normal jacket, you know, cheap jacket, like whatever, who cares? But you just think like basic things like that. You know, they would be resolved, solved, not an issue with something like Real McCoy's, but it's not the case, I guess, at least not with mine. And they don't really have the excuse of like, you know, oh, you know, the grain didn't match, so we had to use that. It's like, it's embossed leather. You made fake grain. You made it uniform, so it should be easy to match. Like, just matching colors. So anyways, there's that. Then there's this. The point of the yoke is just a little off, misaligned from that center back gusset. And I think this is a big deal because this is a main feature of this jacket. Like, this is the focal point of the backside of the jacket. This is what your eye is drawn toward. Aesthetically speaking, this is where you look when you see the back of the jacket. And so to make such an elementary mistake on such an important aesthetic feature on the back of this jacket is, I think, inexcusable. That said, I wear it happily. Nobody really notices it except for me. You might not have even noticed if I didn't point it out. Yeah, see from a distance right here, like, I mean, you can't even see it at all. Yeah, so is it a huge deal? No. It's the Real McCoy's. Like, it's supposed to be, I mean, it's just such an obvious thing. It's not like in the armpit or something like that. So, yeah, it doesn't bother me on the day-to-day, but I did notice that. So, the other thing, and this is not a flaw, but these buttons, maybe this is how a lot of leather jackets are, but these buttons, see how tall they are? Like, there's a lot of thread there. So, on this pocket here, it gets caught on a lot of things. Not a hard solve. I just leave it unbuttoned so that the flap covers it up. That way it doesn't get caught on things. But I would prefer it to be maybe a different closure type or something. I don't know. So yeah, the buttons could change. So I asked a few friends who have done this much longer than me what their advice was. What do you do with a jacket that's amazing in every way but has a couple quality issues? So the first man that I talked to is this one here, Ren. He's done this for a long time, many, many decades. And so I always love talking to him. He's a ton of fun to talk to. He's got amazing style, but he also has sage wisdom. And you can see him right here totally knocking it out of the park in his Real McCoy's jacket, the Buco J24, which is legendary. He's pulling it off like a champ. And maybe I'll have one someday. I don't know. But this particular jacket is incredible, and he's an incredible guy. He's a professor by trade and has just so much wisdom. So check out his Hard Flex Cafe blog. One thing I like about this is he's offering a perspective that you're not really going to find anywhere else that I know of on the internet as far as reviews and blogs go in the Amakaji world, because he's got the experience of years. So everything's this perspective of someone who's done this for decades. And it's a tedious read often, but they're beautifully crafted, beautifully worded, and don't be that 21st century person that doesn't like working hard at things. Work hard, read to the end. So this is Lee, the next guy that I talked to. We've been talking for several months, and this guy's really nice, really helpful. It's been a lot of fun talking with him on DMs on Instagram about jackets and stuff, just nerding out. He's more into the vintage stuff now than he used to be. So like this jacket here, awesome vintage jacket. But he also has some new jackets, which he's worn for like 5, 7, 8, 10 years and really put them through their paces. And so he's also got a really good hands-on perspective. He's not just looking at pictures on the internet, reading reviews. He's touched this stuff, he's felt it, he's worn it, and really, battle tested it, so to speak. So I talked to him as well, and that was great. Another guy, I don't know his real name, but it's Cool Leather Jackets on Instagram and over on the Fedora Lounge. He, again, is always very helpful, and he's got a lot of experience. As you can see, all kinds of different brands he's tried, vintage and new. He loves Teddy. He speaks really highly of Teddy. So I like that he's got a unique perspective in that. But yeah, he too had some very good things to say and really took the time and talked me through what does he think of Real McCoy's. The next guy is Upsetty Spaghetti. Now, Upsetty Spaghetti is a guy that I talked to here and on the Stitch Down Discord, and he's just got a wild range of style compared to me and challenges me in many ways. But basically all of them in a nutshell said, you get the jacket that you're drawn to and don't worry about the flaws. And so I can tell you that that's my conclusion, and check out all these Real McCoy's jackets here. That's how I feel about Real McCoy's in general. Not just the two jackets that I have, but the Real McCoy's, when I see it, I don't see just a good pattern. I don't see just a jacket. I don't see just great leather. I don't see just clean stitching, which usually they have really good stitching. I don't see just good clicking and all that stuff. Like even if my jacket was perfect and didn't have the oddly colored arm and that weird thing at the yoke on the back, I would see more than a jacket. To me, these go a little further than a lot of companies ever probably will go. And these are works of art. They are absolutely stunning, gorgeous, beautiful jackets. They don't just fit well. They don't just function well. They don't just check the boxes of, did you use the right materials? Did you make it really well? I think true art is greater than the sum of its parts. There's a lot of jackets where it's just the sum of parts. That's all I see when I see it. Boots, jackets, jeans, it doesn't matter what it is. A lot of them I see just a bunch of parts put together. And does it technically qualify as like a premium jacket or jean or boots? Like, yeah. But somebody who can make something kind of like take on a persona of its own, an inanimate object. And when you meet this object, it's almost like it's got a personality and it's got something to say to the world. And it's just so perfect and balanced and everything's cohesive. There's nothing out of place. I mean, that's the real McCoy's to me. So this jacket that I have, on the daily, I don't care about the arm or that thing on the back. In fact, they end up being kind of like these quirky, endearing things. Let's check out sizing together. They have these charts on the website. For reference, before we get into it, I'm about 5'10", 165 pounds, about a 32-inch waist, about an 18-inch shoulder, a 41-inch chest. I usually have about a 30-inch inseam, so that's just for reference. And I got the size 40, and it fits amazingly well, as you can see in the pictures and stuff. And as you can see, my measurements are pretty much exactly what the manufacturer put up on the website. I think any discrepancy could probably just be me not pulling the tape tight enough or not putting the jacket flat enough. But I'm like within a ½ inch or ½ inch on most of these, if not all of them. And if you're in the rest of the world, I think the US needs to go metric. So I'm sorry. And so here's for you, everyone else on the planet. Centimeters, you got 56.5, 61, 60.5, and 48. And again, it fits really nicely with those measurements. So in conclusion, I love this jacket. Do the quality things bother me? If I could do it again and there was another jacket in the same size, yeah, I'd probably get that one instead because, I don't really, ideally want the different colored arm and the thing on the back. But this was the last one that was new on the planet. And so I got over that real fast. And you know what? This jacket just feels like a part of me. And I do all kinds of stuff in it. And I don't look back. And it's great. And so I have no other experiential knowledge of Real McCoy's. But if this jacket is any indicator, I would totally give them a second shot. Because as I said, I feel like I'm wearing a piece of art. And, it's atelier style, the way they make these. One person makes the jackets from beginning to end. So maybe this was just this one person on one particular day. And as far as I hear from other people, this kind of thing is not the case usually with Real McCoy's. And so I'm loving this. It's great. And hopefully if I keep wearing it, keep putting my life into it, it's one day going to look something like this Johnson Brothers jacket. I think that'd be amazing, but in my own special way. So here's to years to come. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. As I said, I will try to update this months and months from now. I've worn this enough now to know that this is a keeper. I'm going to keep wearing this, so no worries of me, like selling it off because of missizing or whatever, unless I gain, 50 pounds and can't wear it anymore, which I don't think will happen, but it could happen. And so, hope you enjoyed it. And as I always say, let your jacket, let your boots, let whatever you have take you to places more important than the things themselves. We'll see you next time.